Love letters in the sand?
I'm,
The creative good.
you know what? I'm so glad you asked, because I would never share this with anyone. But I'm contemplating philosophical ideas that come from an interesting and neglected philosopher named Plotinus, a Neoplatonist. He lived in the... when did he live?
Way back when.
When did Plotinus live? Oh yeah, he lived around around 500 AD. And he contemplated... What he did is, he did something important. He took Platonic philosophy, that is ancient Greek philosophy, and he combined it with Christianity. So he created something called Neoplatonism. Plotinus.
Neoplatonist.
And so one of the books that he wrote was called the Names of God, the Attributes of God, which Plato didn't have a concept of God in the same way, but he had the Platonic ideals.
I do too.
And so what Plotinus did is he took the Platonic ideals and he combined them with Christian ideas of God as the ultimate good, and came up with a kind of, Neoplatonism, kind of taking what's best from the ancient philosophers and kind of bringing it into the modern, into the Christian world. And so, and then thinking about those names, like if you're someone who meditates, then you can meditate on each one of those attributes, and each one is like a whole world, that you can just enter into, and just, if you can enter into it, you can, it's profound,
I'm there.
And so one of the attributes of God is, of course, the creative. That is, the creator, the creative, the maker, And then every time we make something, like you're making something, or I'm making something, somehow we're participating in something that God himself does, So we can understand that. That's not beyond our ability to understand. But when we consider the complexity and the beauty of everything that's created, that exists, then we get to some inkling of what that means, And also, goodness, that's one of the Platonic ideals, but it's also one of the ideals that, one of the attributes of God according to Christian thought. And then I'm stuck a little bit, because now the next concept is something to do with intelligence, or what philosophers sometimes call reason. But I'm trying to think of it's also the concept of thinking. In other words, so there's this thinking element, and that's where I'm stuck, because I don't know what word to use. Intelligence or reason.
Inscribe,
or
inquire.
See, I kind of like thinking because it's a verb.
Insight.
See, I never would have ever shared that with anyone.
Thank you for sharing.
Well, I'm glad I did too, and I'm glad you asked.
Onward.